Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. In this video we are going to learn how to crochet these adorable little ice cream cones. I'm not going to bore you, so let's just jump right into this tutorial. So the first thing you'll need is some yarn. You'll need a cone color and then a scoop color. In today's video I will be doing a vanilla cone. You can make it in any color you want. I mean, ice cream's ice cream. So with your yarn, I use a size 4 acrylic yarn, and I use a 3mm hook with this yarn. You can use any yarn you would like to use. Just make sure you have the right hook to go with the yarn. This pattern doesn't rely on gauge or anything. It's not clothing, so you're good to pick any yarn you want. You'll need a pair of scissors and some needles for sewing. I have a long one and a short one, and it's just to have a little bit of variety. I don't always need the long one, but the long one's my favorite. So, okay, let's just jump right into this, and we're going to start with our cone color. We're going to start by making our cone. And we begin by making you either do the chain 2 method or the magic ring, whichever is your preferred method. I do the chain 2, so I make a slip knot like so, and then chain 2. You will be doing 6 single crochet into your magic ring or your chain 2, and this is round 1. Okay. So once you have 6 stitches, you close your hole, and we are going to single crochet in each stitch around for round 2. Okay, before turning the piece right side out, I like to secure my center end. If you do the magic ring method, you should secure your end too. No matter how tight your magic ring is, over time this will wear out. So I always secure my ends, and you especially want to secure it when you know the doll will be going to a child, because they're more rough with it, and just over time it will wear out and start to open. I like to tie 2 knots, and then we're going to turn it right side out. So for round 3, we increase all the way around. Now if you need a stitch marker, you can put it right here at the end of every round. I will not be using one. So we increase in each stitch around for round 3. Okay, that is the end of round 3. Now for rounds 4 and 5, we will be single crocheting. For 2 rounds, you will single crochet 12. Okay, that is the end of round 5. So I single crocheted 2 rounds. Now for the next round, round 6, we will be increasing and then single crocheting. And we'll repeat that 6 times. You should have 18 stitches by the time you are done. Alright, that is the end of round 6. I had a fan running. Hopefully that doesn't mess with the audio too much. But it's off now, so hopefully it wasn't too bad for you guys. So moving on to round 7 and 8. We will be single crocheting around. Okay, I've made it all the way back around and I finished round 8. Now to finish off, we are going to slip stitch, chain 1, and then cut our yarn. You're going to need a length of yarn for sewing. You are now finished with the cone. So we're going to set this piece aside and we're going to start on the scoop. Pick your scoop color. As I said, I'm picking the vanilla color, or you know, just an ivory. There we go. This yarn is not very happy with me, so. Okay, chain 2 method or magic ring, whichever your preferred method is, and you will be doing 6 single crochets into that chain 2 or magic ring. Okay, and then for round 2 we will be increasing in each stitch for a total stitch count of 12. Okay, that is the end of round 2. We will be moving on to round 3, where we will increase and then single crochet, and we'll repeat that 6 times for a total of 18 stitches. Okay, we've arrived all the way back around. Now for the next 3 rounds, we will just be single crocheting. We've come back around now to and finished round 6. 3 single crochet rounds are done. So now our final round, we will be working in the front loops only, and we're just going to alternate between slip stitches, single crochets, and half double crochets. There's no rhyme or reason for this, just do whatever you feel like. I always start with a slip stitch and then go into the single crochets and the half double crochets. I find that the best looking border for this is to single crochet, half double crochet, and then slip stitch, and then flip that, so do half double crochet, single crochet, and then slip stitch, and then alternate between those kind of randomly. Just make sure that you are doing all of this in front loop only. Once you have arrived back around, you will slip stitch back into that first slip stitch we made. Then chain 1, fasten off with a short end. You will not need this for sewing. So, next we will be turning our work inside out and securing this center end, just as we did with the cone. Okay, that was one knot, and now I will be doing a second knot. Okay. Turn it right side out, and now we will be securing this other end. And I just do this by slipping it through the hump on one of the stitches and then passing it past one of the back loops. This is so it will stay inside when you sew the cone and the scoop together. Okay, and then you can tuck both those ends in. Now would be the time to add details such as sprinkles or chocolate chips like I did for the mint cone, and then strawberry details if you're doing a strawberry flavor. If you're doing solid colors, you don't have to worry about it. Just to demonstrate, I will be putting chips into this one so that you know how to sew them on. It was going to be vanilla, but then I remembered you guys probably want to know how to apply the sprinkles. So I'm going to use this dark brown, and I'm going to thread my needle, and I start from the inside and I just pick a random place and I'm going to pull it out. I like to keep all the sprinkles in a straight line, so I will always be making them vertical. And then you will insert your needle in and take it out through another part of the scoop, and continue this all the way around until you are satisfied with the amount of chips in the scoop, or sprinkles, or strawberries, or whatever it is you guys choose to do. Just make sure that when you put the sprinkles in, you're not moving the yarn too far away and not pulling too tightly, because you still want to be able to stuff it and for it to have that round shape. If you pull it too tight, it might be harder to keep that round shape intact. Okay, and then when you are done and you are satisfied, you need to move your one end back to the other end, and we will be securing this end. So just tie a couple of simple knots. Do not tie it too tightly because you still need to stuff it, like I said. And there you go. You have your sprinkles intact. And you can tuck all these ends back in. And now we are ready to move on. I forgot to say earlier, but make sure you don't pick up any of these back loops while you're putting the sprinkles in, because you need them to be clear and defined when you sew the cone on. Now we will sew the cone to the scoop. You'll take your end that is attached to the cone, and we're going to find the part where we slip stitched and fastened off, because this part, you want these two parts to line up, because if they are unattractive, they can stay together. That way you have a definitive front side if you have a hard time sewing this together. So the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to insert your needle into one of the back loops, and you are going to pull it all the way through. Now we will come back out through the cone like so and pull it very tight. Now, folding the lip over, insert your needle into another back loop on the scoop and right through one of the stitches in the cone and pull it tight. And you're going to repeat this process all the way around. Go through the back loop and then through one of the scoop stitches and pull it tight. You're going to do this until you're about halfway done with the sewing. Okay, actually I'm going to go a little bit further. The next step is to stuff, and stuffing can make it kind of hard to see the back loops, so you might want to put it off until your hole is small enough that you can still stuff, but not so big that it makes it harder to sew. So this is where I'm at. I've got about 4 or 5 stitches left, and I will be stuffing it now. You don't need very much stuffing for this, and if you don't have stuffing, you can just use some scrap yarn to fill it up instead. So I like to start by stuffing the scoop until it is firm. If this is something that you plan to become a keychain, then I recommend making it a little bit more firm. If it just wants to be a little toy, then you can make it a little bit softer. There's the scoop stuffed, and then you stuff the cone. Make sure not to overstuff, because it can kind of make things a little bit wonky, and you want your cone to be smooth, not lumpy and overstuffed. Okay, so I think that this is fairly well stuffed. So now I will be finishing and closing the hole completely. So just as we did before, just try and avoid that stuffing. Oh man, the sun came out. It has been a very cloudy few weeks where I live, and I haven't had a good day where the weather's been nice to me. I thought today would be the day, but I don't know. I don't think the lighting is the best in this video. We shall see though. If you find that you need more stuffing before you close it up, make sure you give it a little bit more stuffing. And then when you arrive back around, you need to finish the final hole. which is the hardest to see. I kind of just guess and it all works out in the end. Then to finish this off, I will be going in and back out in a random place where I can tie a knot. This is where I will be securing the end by tying a knot as we did with the magic ring. And just like so. And I'm only going to do it once because I'm also going to tuck the end in 3 times to make sure it is fully secure. There we go. And then cut your end. And then smooth everything out. And there you have it, your own little ice cream cone. There is a way for me, most likely, to make this a no-sew pattern. Let me know down in the comments if you'd be interested in that. The only thing is, though, the reason I like this is there's no decreases. So you kind of avoid that. I don't know if you guys get it, but decreases tend to leave a bigger hole than increases. Even if you do the invisible decrease, there's still a bit of a hole, and it isn't as smooth. So this is the main reason why I chose to do a sewing pattern. But if the sewing outweighs the decreases, let me know and I will attempt to design a no-sew pattern for these. It might not necessarily be faster, but there would be no sewing besides adding the sprinkles. So thanks for watching, and I hope that this tutorial was clear and helped you to crochet these adorable ice cream cones. If you wish to sell these, I would appreciate it if you credited me. You can just credit Loops and Knots Crochet and that would be enough, and I'd really appreciate it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you the next time. Have a great day, and bye!